So it's very possible that Bitcoin may be in the middle of a reversal right now, but this is not the kind of reversal that will require you to leave the market or, sell off your bags. No, this is the kind of correction that is an opportunity to buy the dip, the kind of reversal that will lead to new all-time high, so to speak. When I talked about Bitcoin having a reversal at $109,000, yes, that was something like a major reversal. But this one is not that serious. But regardless, I still think it's something worth paying attention to because it can literally affect people's sentiments and how they see the entire market when this happens. So if this is a video that you're interested in, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, share, and do all of that nice stuff. So today we are going to be focusing majorly on Bitcoin. All right, so this is Bitcoin on the 1 week time frame, and on the 1 week time frame, you can still see that we are still quite bullish in the market. We still have the oscillators with a lot of strength in the market to push prices higher. We have this stochastic RSI here. We have this stochastic RSI here still in very strong momentum to push prices higher and probably to even new all-time highs. And then we have this MACD here, which is about to cross. All of these two things have really major impact on the market, and literally I feel like that's why the market is pumping right now, simply because it is time to pump. Now if we go to the 1 day time frame, which is the star of the show for today, on the 1 day time frame there's something really crazy going on. Let me throw this into perspective here. So remember in my last video I talked about Bitcoin reaching an area where we might be getting reversals. Well, I think we may have gotten there. Now look at this. We have a falling wedge, right? A falling wedge, like I said, is typically a bullish pattern, and it usually implies that prices are going to break to the upside, which was exactly what happened here. But you see, after a breakout, there's usually a retest. And that retest is like a confirmation for the breakout. And according to something like Smart Money Concepts, this area here is where smart money is, around 88k, because this was where there was huge volume. Maybe not even 88k, maybe even slightly lower, around 85 actually. Now if that's the case, then we are likely going to be expecting a reversal. So look at this here. We are already in the process of having that reversal, actually, in my opinion, because we have we have a couple of signs. First of all, we have approached a very significant resistance area, which is this area here, right? So you can see that this touch here was actually able to send prices as low as $77,000 or $74,000 because of this huge sellers in the market, and it was around this region as well too. So between 100k and 95k, we have strong sellers in the market, which is why the market is reacting right now. So we've gotten here and we are getting a little bit of rejection. Now if we look at this here, you can see that we have a small trend line that has built up from these breakouts. We had this breakout here at what's this price now, 74,000, and then we had a retest here at 83,000 or 84,000, right? We touched the trend line again. Look at this. This was the touch here, this was the first touch here, this was the second touch, this was the third touch. Now if you notice something about, actually let me go to a smaller time frame so that this is clearer. Now if you notice something about this trend line, right, this trend line is first of all the trend line that has been supporting Bitcoin since the breakout. This was the trend line that was strong enough to push Bitcoin to break above this falling wedge. So that means the trend line is very important. So look at this. We had a retest here. This was the last retest. This first test here on this move was able to push Bitcoin up by how many percent? 13%. This next one here was able to push prices up by about 13% as well. But this next one wasn't able to do so. After we had this breakout here, 3%. That's a big issue because we are not breaking out the same way we're breaking out in these other two moves. So that's obviously something to not ignore. Now we've broken below the trend line finally. The fact that we've broken below the trend line already, it's already a huge clue that it is very possible that prices could drop. And majorly, this is the reason why I'm in a short position right now. I actually took a short position in my private group. This is something that I talked about already. This is the position here, and I made the trade call on Saturday. If you want to join my private group where you get to see every single trade that I'm taking and my current updates on the markets before I'm able to make a video like this, then you should join my private group. It's just $3 to sign in, and you'll be able to see everything that I'm doing in this market. Drop a comment below or click the link below to send me a DM, and you'll be able to talk to me about joining the private group. Right. So moving on. So the question now is, where would prices be going if prices are reversing like this? My biggest clue as to where prices should be going would be here. Now, the reason why this area is very important, this area is around 88k. The reason why this area is important is because this area acted as a very, very significant resistance for this market before. Very, very significant. Look at this. It was able to push prices here, and this particular area here was also able to push prices to establish the low that led to a double bottom. So this is the major low from all of these moves here, around 74k, and it was all because of this. I should probably get rid of this. It was all because of this move here, right? So this, and you can see the huge sellers that came to the market. So basically, this whole level is a very, very significant area. And as you can see, once prices got to this place here, we consolidated for a bit, and then we pushed upwards. We continued upwards. So this area is important. And for the fact that this consolidation happened here, it kind of implies that we have flipped this area into a support level. The reason I'm saying that is because the volume, the buy pressure was strong enough to clear all of the resistance in this area here. That was why once we broke out, you can see this long candlestick here. That's what it's implying. A lot of shorts were liquidated in this area here, which helps to push prices higher. And so that's exactly what happened. And in such a situation, it implies that there's huge trading volume in this area, and so this is an important level to pay attention to, essentially speaking. So if prices are going to drop, I would not be surprised to see prices stop dropping at around 88k. So in my opinion, I think 88k would be a very, very good place to start buying. Certainly not right now. Certainly not right now. It's not something that you want to be doing. So back to the 1-day time frame to show where we are on this oscillators move. You can see here we're about to have a MACD cross on the 1-day time frame. This is very, very significant because once this cross happens, it implies that there's enough momentum to push prices lower. There will be enough volume anyway to push prices lower, because prices are kind of in a high territory right now. So if there are subsequent sellers in the market, they could push prices. They could push this oscillator back to this 38 level area, and if that happens, that should be enough to push prices as low as here. Maybe not. We never can really tell. Or maybe it will even go lower, or maybe not even get here at all. But either ways, I'm in the trade. And then we have this stochastic RSI as well that has just formed what I like to call a head and shoulders pattern on the stochastic RSI. You can see it's, this is the first shoulder, this is the head, and this is the second shoulder, and the neckline broke and we are back down. So that is what I'm saying that is happening right now for the price of Bitcoin. In such a scenario, I'm thinking that prices will likely drop lower, especially if this green candlestick that we have for today ends up being a red candlestick. I think that would literally mean that prices would drop a lot lower, but we're just going to have to wait and see how that plays out. So that's all I have for today, guys. Not really much market updates. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, share, and do all that nice stuff. I will see you in the next video. Bye.